Hello everyone, this is Gales here today, and this is probably some different type of video that I never really wanted to make on this channel, and usually because of the content what I upload on the channel basically. And this is something to propose my thoughts intake on the recent drama that's been happening in the cancel culture. And I'm going to express my thoughts in the cancel culture and about why it's so bad basically that people are getting canceled out here every day at some sort of, and every time they do it or whatever. Now keep in mind guys, this video out here is not to simply give out hate or any other sort of it or any other individuals. So if you want to read the cue card at the very beginning of the video, make sure to go ahead and guys do that so that you guys are fully aware of the situation. But this out here today is to address the purpose of what not to do in cancel culture and some sort of other things of what they should have had done a better job with, because if we continue to see like this every day at not only on Twitter but to any social media platform, then this is becoming very, very problematic very fast. People out there in the cancel culture community has been canceling people for barely even no reason at all into some sorts. And this has been happening very often at some point of every freaking day as of right now, for like really such an instance that people oftentimes will make a mistake. And look, there are people out there who do make mistakes at every time, okay? No one out here is perfect, so whatsoever. And like, no one can live a perfect life whatsoever when you get hated on the internet, when you're a YouTuber or any other sort of celebrity. You're still bound to get hate because there are trolls out there who want to do something and they want to ruin your career. It doesn't work like that all the time. But for some reason though, this cancel culture has become way too powerful and way out of control for people out there that kept getting hurt. Imagine yourself one day and you decided to throw an empty water bottle at a person. Now, that cannot really hurt the person basically. Depending on how much force you threw the water ball basically, you could still get a tiny bit of a pinch, and that's pretty much all it is. Now, think about this as a real world life event that it's been happening. For example, like yelling at a random person for saying racist stuff. Now that's something that cancel culture can do that and a purpose to try to get out their canceling. Should we really question ourselves to just really cancel for a simple mistake on someone, like just throwing an empty water bottle? Not really. We shouldn't really endorse on something that we do something every instance that's ever happened. Now, this is basically to address the real drama that's been happening pretty much recently. There has been a lot of trauma. There's been so much happening. First of all, the dramas that have been happening kind of recently are the Shane Dawson drama that has been happening, where there was some sort of involvement of whatever if Jeffree and Shane decided to plan the attacks against James Charles, what he did over a year ago. And we don't know if this is entirely true or not, and Shane had an apology video basically on that. There's also has been a few actions that Shane has done as well basically that also has been recently popping up. One of the which is that Shane got recently a lot of drama was that a video that he made about over 10 years ago was the discussion of blackface. I think it was very more longer, like 15 years, is that he made a lot of videos that were commenting about blackface, which I know how it can be really racial in those videos and why it was so bad. And he actually deleted all those videos in an instant. And then there was also another instance that happened too where he was also sexualizing underage men, which a few of them has been also popping up as well recently. And basically one of the most top creators of all time at YouTube, Jenna Marbles, may have quitted YouTube because of cancel culture. Jenna Marbles also did the same thing like Shane Dawson that happened 15 years ago, is that she also had the same thing with blackface 10 years ago too, when she had two videos as well. One of them was a music video and another one that she did was also portrayed as like a black person. If stuff like this continues to happen in cancel culture because of drama, then it's going to be really problematic for not only for social media platforms like Twitter, but it's going to impact to other social medias out there, YouTube, Instagram, many more. And they're going to enforce on making rules that will be harder for what the person will say, and it could be really problematic out there. Now here's the thing about why I believe this is so problematic out there to cancel culture, is that they are considerably the epitome of being bullies, okay? They never take apologies very seriously, and so often they never do that all the time. They don't do that. They don't take apologies very well. They want people out there to beg your knees until you apologize. And guess what happens? Sometimes in the world, cancel culture does not actually accept apologies that very well. And that most of the times now, whenever someone does an apology video, it's just either going to get good or it's either getting really bad at some sorts. Now, this has been continuing to happen, and we don't know entirely if apology videos are worth to do anymore, because cancel culture out there is doing this all the time to really affect people. Like, this is really affecting people's life shifts, they're affecting their mental health, and not only that, they could affect their real jobs in YouTube. Some of them who have real jobs in real life. And this also involves with family members too, who haven't been involved in the situation, but sometimes those people can get their jobs fired because of this. I mean, are we really just gonna have people out there getting canceled for no reason that they haven't been involved with and just fire on their jobs? That's not how it works. I mean, yeah, cancel culture out there, for a definition of it, is to basically call someone out on the internet for what they did in the past years ago. We shouldn't really do that for someone who hasn't been involved in the situation. Like, that's not how it works, basically. But this is affecting to people out there, with especially their friends and families, who have been, that haven't been involved with it, honestly. There has been so much drama that's been happening recently, with the Me Too movement that's been also with the global pandemic that's still been happening around the world, with the Black Lives Matter movement, with the Me Too movement that's been happening with serious rape allegations by made people. And not all of those rape allegations are true, and some of them can be real. But when we continue to do this at a sort of daily basis every day, this is becoming very problematic. Now, when I talk about the epitome when I talk about basically cancel culture being the epitome of being bullies, well, you see, here's the thing. Bullying in real life is so real that you have to think about it. Is that there has been a ton of stories about bullying and harassment online, not only including bullying, but cyberbullying. There has been also teenagers out there who are getting their mental health being depressed and anxiety with it, and at some point, they get to tend to kill themselves because of stuff like this that's been happening on the internet. Now, this was before, I think way before that cancel culture was popularized, but I'll show one example, and that happened to be a young girl named Amanda Todd. This lady out there got suicided with the stuff that has been said on the internet. But seriously, though, bullying is real, and it's not faked or anything. There are people out there who are still getting hate for no reason at all, and it's becoming very sickening to see what this world and changement has become to. And if we see these changes happen on social media, people out there are going to hate the social media platforms for not what they did, but because of the drama that's been happening recently. Remember those times where YouTubers like Markiplier said about the drama and how it wasn't a big deal for many people? Well, guess what's happening to them? Now you may think this may be a big deal, that, the video that Markiplier stated about drama may have been a big deal, and how it could affect it. And yet, no one has taken this as a serious allegation and not seeming like it's real or not. So, what can I do to myself to address about cancel culture? First of all, vividly, I like to know whoever is running and how they're popularizing the cancel culture movement that's been happening so far, that it's really starting to become very worse. And at some point later, if we continue to make drama videos not only about the YouTubers, I feel like that whoever continue to make drama videos encourages more of the cancel culture to cancel people for no necessary reasons. I'm not sure if this is true or whatever, but this is just my thoughts about what's been happening. Because if we continue to ignore this, and if we continue to let them do what they're doing, this is going to be very problematic for Twitter, and that they could just leave the internet for it. And that's what kind of happened to Gina Marbles out there recently. Now, I have my separate videos covering about this pretty soon, and they won't be uploaded at some point recently. I'm hoping that whoever is running this cancel culture thing and is starting to become popularize it, you need to think about what you're doing with your life. And this is not hateful or anything. This is mere facts. And that facts could change everything. I'm asking you all to please not do this as a daily thing, for just simply what we have been talking about. For a message to say about cancel culture, try not to be toxic anymore. We want this internet to be a safe platform and not just having a full of epitome of bullies. Thank you for your time, and I'm hoping this message out there will share out to the internet around the world. And this is Gels here, signing out.